today Kelly is going to talk to us, and she's had quite a bit of experience about estate planning. So we'll get started with that, Kelly. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, so I was excited to prepare this for everyone because, while we don't prepare the estate planning documents, we use an attorney to do that. We can help our clients beforehand with the decisions that they should be making or think about, and it saves them some time with the attorney, and we can kind of talk about it take as much time as we need to talk about it and make sure the decisions are made ahead of time.
Yeah, it helps you need to know a little bit about what estate planning is, as a client before you head into the attorney's office, because you don't want to waste that time that you're spending with the attorney as well.
Their time is very precious.
That's right.
Ours is too, but that's what we are there for, and just to help you guys out. And we enjoy doing that, and it's something that we need to make sure we have in place with all of our clients. So we enjoy doing that.
Well, let's get started then. And the first thing on the agenda here is basically what estate documents.
Yeah, what does that really mean?
Right.
Yeah, so we can use these words, and but what are estate documents? Sure. So the first thing is important is your will. Mm-hmm. So, and with the will, that tells who you want to take care of your assets who you want it to go to when you pass away, and also who do you want to manage that process. So that would help with that. You would choose an executor, and you would choose a backup. Okay. Sometimes the word for that, and I'll use backup today, but sometimes the word for that is successor or contingent. So those go hand in hand. So backup is your successor or contingent. Also.
Yeah, so you'll want to be thinking about who that you might want that to be, and that's those are people that will be involved in the estate settlement process, right? When something happens to you.
And if you have children, minor children, you want to make sure you think about a guardian, and that can be a guardian of the actual physical child,
right? And
a guardian of the funds that they would receive, and that can be two separate people, or it can be the same person,
right?
So that's something that you would think about too.
Yeah, and a question is who, and this probably answers the same answer for a lot of people, but who needs a will?
Right. So I would say everyone definitely needs a will.
Yes. And it's amazing the amount of people that we see that have, even from medium to significant assets that are going to have to go through the transfer process at some point to their beneficiaries or their loved ones or whatever they want it to go to that don't have, a will in place.
Exactly. Exactly. And some of those, sometimes if you don't have your will and you do have those minor children, you don't want the court to appoint someone.
Right.
You want to make sure that's your choice.
Exactly.
Or and also sometimes you don't want them to get the funds outright, or you may not want them to get the funds just outright. You will have some protections around that, so you can also do that through your will.
Right, and we unfortunately we don't know when that will is going to be used. So I noticed there's another document on here, a durable power of attorney.
Right, so you want to make sure if you have one in place already that it's updated, because there's some new language, and it's been some years back. I don't know exact years, but it needs to be updated to be a durable. So it would come into place when you're incapacitated. Right. Some of the older ones don't have that language. So if you're incapacitated, your power of attorney, they can't act on your behalf. You think that's when they are, are activated, but if it doesn't have that durable power of attorney language, it's not. So it's important to have that. And also you'll have appoint a power of attorney who is someone very trustworthy and a successor or a backup.
So the next document's healthcare power of attorney. Would I have the same person?
Yeah, you can have the same person. It can be that person would probably want to be local, more local if you have a couple children and one's not. You may think about that as having someone that could come and act pretty quickly, and again have a backup.
And what kind of decisions for a healthcare power of attorney?
Yeah, so they could help if you can't make decisions. If you're injured so much, they would know your wishes and how you would want to act. Right. Which leads to the next document, which is very helpful to that person and to your doctors, of course, is the living will, because that would come into place if you have life-ending injuries
Right.
or something that they're keeping you on life support.
You possibly couldn't speak or communicate.
Right.
And, they need to make decisions on your behalf. And,
Right.
and that, like you say, that directs how
it takes
they
the pressure off of
right.
them.
They
Yeah.
know what you want.
Yeah. That way you have pretty much made those decisions or your wishes.
Right.
How you want to do. So that takes the pressure off of them, and then they can sometimes they can override it, or sometimes like in my choices, I chose for them not to be able to override it because I didn't want to put that pressure on them either.
Right.
So the attorney, though, you don't have to. The attorney will go through those
Sure.
and explain what they mean. So you just need to think about
Right.
kind of have in mind what you would like.
But it sounds like just about all those documents, no matter what your level of wealth is, are important. Especially, the living will and healthcare power of attorney have nothing to do with your wealth. It's just, wishes and how you want to be treated as a human, really, so.
Right. And so that's real important. And that, I don't have a slide on this, but that does lead to one other thought, is also your burial wishes and your needs. If that's something that you can take care of ahead of time, I would highly suggest that, because that takes a lot of pressure off your family.